and something that is, I don't know where we'll come out on this, but it's very clearly sort of in play. Where I'd say we are now is, and you know, various people have come to my office and said, let's eliminate the newspaper concentration entirely, or let's eliminate the broadcast concentration entirely, or let's have one converged concentration, or something like that. So I'll give you a few thoughts on the subject, but you know, when you come back for your 10th reunion, I would predict that the lineup of concentrations will be somewhat different. I think if you have one mega concentration, that you lose something, because you know, then everybody becomes kind of jack of all trades and master of none. Different communications media, well, okay, so one part of the story is every single news organization in the world has a website, and many of you will get a job after graduation that has .com at the end. So I don't know if I would say the sort of typical job, and you know, bear me out on this, is working for the website associated with a legacy media organization. And it could be a newspaper, it usually is, it could be a magazine, it could be broadcast, but that's sort of the typical job these days, right? Or at least a lot of your day. So one tough question for us is, where do you draw the line between, you know, giving everybody enough web skills to get one of these jobs and having a more specialized new media major? I do think that now and over time there'll be certain kind of upper level skills that still reside in these various media. The obvious example, lots and lots of people at the school are interested in long form journalism in print or in video form. Websites typically are not friendly homes to long form journalism. Yes, you can, you know, physically put a 10,000 word story up on a website, but nobody's going to read it. And so you know, magazines are still going to exist as physical entities, and will still, you know, some of them at least carry these stories. So to me, that and other reasons would lead you to think we should retain a magazine concentration. Newspapers, it sort of gets folded into the question of whether newspapers and will they go to entirely digital delivery. And new media, you know, if there is a site that doesn't consider itself and doesn't want to appear to be part of a news organization in another medium, it tends to have a sort of different set of moves that don't sit inside the other concentrations. So what I'm really saying here is that this is up for grabs, and we have to sort of see how things develop and see how we change our concentrations. But I'm not comfortable yet myself. I mean, this would all be a collective decision of the faculty, but I'm not comfortable myself with the idea of concentrations are ridiculous and there's this sort of omni-journalism thing that we can train to without losing anything. Because I do think, particularly in spring term, when you get to do things like long-form print journalism, somewhat long-form video journalism, producing magazines, doing new media workshops, doing you know, various broadcast production things, you're ending up doing things that do map onto different media and that aren't just journalism in quotes.